Hey there, Fletch from All Things Overlanding here. On today's episode of the podcast/vlog, I am going to be talking about learning to use your gear versus buying new gear. So if you want to know more about what I'm talking about, stay tuned. All Things Overlanding is brought to you by some fantastic companies. You should definitely check out the description and click through their links to see all the awesome stuff they offer. Companies like Red Arc for all your overlanding power management needs. Last US Bag, tons of amazing quality overlanding bags. Rugged Bound Supply Company, rooftop tents, awnings, roof racks, and more. And Northology Overland, guided overlanding trips and a free overlanding magazine. Alright guys, so as I mentioned, today I'm going to be talking about learning to use your gear that you already have versus buying new gear. What I mean by that is I often fall into the second camp, which is I see a problem and my solution is to find something that I can purchase that will fill that void or fill that gap or solve that problem for me. The problem with that is, and I, again, am very guilty of this. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone else. This is based on my own experience. For example, I went camping with some people one time and they had a splitting maul. And I was like, oh my God, that's so amazing. They're splitting wood and it's awesome. And so I immediately came home, went online, and bought a splitting maul. And it's awesome. I really like it. I'm not saying anything bad about splitting mauls at all. But then I came out, and when I was watching this other guy, he had had a splitting maul for years. He'd actually been like a lumberjack or something, he said. So he was a master at it. And he's hitting all these logs and just boom, 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 splitting these things. I came out, first time. I could not even hit the log to save my life. I looked like an idiot, right? So again, the gear wasn't the problem. Buying the gear wasn't the problem, but not knowing how to use it is a problem. And this applies to all your gear, right? Whether it's your recovery gear, very, very important. You can have all the recovery gear in the world, but if you don't know how to use it, it's not going to do you any good. Before I had ever had a winch on my vehicle, when I first got one, I was super excited. I go out to use it, and I did not realize that it had a clutch where you could release and free spool the winch. So I was literally plugging in the controller and slowly backing the cord out before wrapping it around a tree and then using it to reel it back in. So I was basically double working the winch. Now that I've been doing this for a while, and I had some friends kind of laugh at me and ask me what the hell I was doing, I've learned that you just turn the clutch to free spool, pull the winch out by hand so you're not burning up the winch the whole time, then re-engage the clutch, and you can pull. That sounds really stupid, and I'm saying this on purpose to embarrass myself because that was dumb of me. I didn't know that. I should have, watched some more YouTube videos. I should have taken some more recovery classes at expos and things like that. But the reason that I'm telling you guys this story is because it is extremely important, right? When you go to like a Moore Expo or an Overland Expo or anything like that, if they have classes and stuff, don't just look at the gear and buy new gear. Go to the classes and learn how to use your gear. Same goes for GPS. I will admit this, and I say it all the time, I am very bad at GPS. I'm just not great at navigating using Gaia, for example. Like pre-building lists and stuff, pre-building lists of places to go is not my strong point. I have been practicing it. I've been getting better, and that's how you do it, right? You have to learn. You have to practice. You have to watch YouTube videos. You have to go in person and take these classes and learn from people like Matt McClellan from Ozark Overland Adventures, who's really good at Gaia. That kind of stuff is extremely important. So again, I didn't want to make this one into a super, super long episode, but I did just want to, bring up my own shortcomings in this stuff, talk to you guys a little bit about the importance of actually learning to use your gear versus just buying new gear all the time. It's also a sort of a meme with Overlanders, so it's not just me. I feel like it's not just me because it's almost a meme with Overlanders, right? Where people are known to spend tons and tons of money on gear and then not even ever take it off road or not even ever use it or not know how to use it, right? So it is sort of our responsibility for your own safety, right? For your own safety and your own convenience to know how to use your gear. I just wanted to point out that knowing how to use your gear is more important even than buying new gear. Filling holes in your setup is important, but knowing how to use that gear is even more important. Could even save your life. So again, I hope that's helpful. I hope that kind of helps you realign yourself a little bit, because I know that people like myself and other YouTubers, we post up really exciting gears. We post up really exciting gear. We do gear reviews. We talk about rooftop tents and awnings and all this stuff, right? But before you go crazy with buying stuff, make sure that you learn how to use the stuff you've got. And as you get a new piece of gear, you learn how to use that. Focus on knowledge first over gear to solve your problems. that'll get you out of a lot more situations than your gear will. So again, I hope that was helpful. If it was, click that like button down below. If you're not already, click the subscribe button, click the bell to be notified when new videos drop. I do a couple videos a week and a podcast once a week. And I'd love to have you guys as subscribers. Also in the description down below are links to Facebook, Instagram, podcast if you're on YouTube, YouTube if you're on the podcast. There's also a link to my Patreon page where we've got a bunch of really awesome do-it-yourselfers, weekend warrior type overlanders talking about budget-minded stuff. So if that sounds like something you're into, definitely check that out. And then also the Newbie Overlanders Facebook group, new group that I started just like a month ago, but it is amazing. It's growing really fast, and it's full of, people looking for a more positive environment to talk about overlanding and kind of learn new stuff. So come over there. We'd love to have you. But thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.